Fusco? Yeah. It is incredibly cold. Hopefully by the time you're watching this, we'll actually have a decent heating system down here. That'd be nice. Die of hypothermia. Oh, camera? Put your straps are in the bin right there. Just make sure to get the red one, right? Because the green one reads. 10-4. There's no insulation on top, and I'm seeing a bunch on the floor above. There's ventilation as well. You see that? You see the vents? Yeah, it goes around the back to the right. Some of it's insulated, I think. I don't know. I'm not a vent guy. I don't know. Oh, it looks no rust, I think. Huh.
More than one floor, and I use that term loosely. We then attempted to cut power to the nearest fluorescent light fixture, a standard troffer. However, we were unable to isolate the power source, and the conduit remained live, despite the absence of any visible external power supply. The source of electrical current remains unknown at this time. Using an insulated toolkit, we carefully isolated the light fixture from its electrical conduit, extracted the troffer from the ceiling, and transported it back inside, back to standard for analysis. And they added a 0.5 meter sample of conduit was also taken, with all exposed wiring safely secured afterwards in the ceiling. So the ceiling tile extracted measures 1.27 meters by 1.14 meters, which is certainly not standard, but it's composed primarily of mineral fiber. Seems normal in composition, has a fissured texture with mild tegular edges. So after initial analysis, the composition of the tile estimated is around 60% mineral wool, which is fibers of amorphous silicate, usually derived from, I think it's basalt or slag, around 20% expanded perlite, which is primarily of silicon dioxide and aluminium oxide, and the rest is a undefined mixture of silicate material, some starch, latex polymers, and some organic fibers derived. 1 millimeters. We're extrapolating here at 351, but that all the end lasers and the rest contain the following components: phosphor coating, the calcium halophosphate for converting ultraviolet light to visible light, mercury vapor in a small quantity which facilitates the ultraviolet light emission, argon gas, and again this is all standard for these fluorescent bulbs, but that's an inert gas that assists with regulating the current and really starting the bulbs, and they are connected via a G13 base, which is a standard 2-pin base with 13 millimeter spacing for electrical connection. So those are standard. Again, the prismatic diffuser over the bulbs is made of polymethyl methacrylate, which is again commonly used for its light diffusion properties. I mean, it's what we have in the building here, very standard. But we also inspected the ballast, which is of the electromagnetic type. There's some variation in the steel core and copper windings designed to operate at 60 hertz. So the 120 hertz hum. This seems to be the case for the majority, if not all, of the lights in the complex that we've assessed thus far, mostly just through simple curing, but this is due to magnetostriction and core vibration. But the noise may be exacerbated by loose lamination plates or degradation of the insulating potting material over time. So it was built for a non-standard space, not something you find in the majority of offices or most commercial spaces, though that's not something I'm too familiar with, truthfully. Now, we did find, so material compositions all seem expected, or we don't know what to expect here. They seem, everything we've looked at so far, again, this is rudimentary early testing, but everything seems pretty congruent with what you might expect from one of the troffer lights you could pull out of the ceiling in this building right here. So nothing too strange, but it's maybe a manufactured 5234X. The troffer itself is that's soft white with no visible date information in the USA. So, I mean, though outdated in design, the fixture appears fully functional. The stable operation of all light fixtures in the subdivision points to a continuous, potentially autonomous power source. Further investigation is necessary.